You have to cast on the number of stitches that you want, and in the first row you have to knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. You have to make the same with the seed stitch. Knit 1 and purl 1 and repeat the same to the end of the row. On the row number 2, you have to make where you find a knit stitch, you have to purl. You can find a V or you can find a knot. Here you can see a V, so it is a knit stitch. You have to purl. When you find a knit stitch, you have to purl. And here you can find a purl stitch, so you have to knit. You have to change the stitches. Where you find knit, you have to purl, and where you find purl, you have to knit. And repeat the same to the end of the row. You can see that we repeated the same with the seed stitch. Now, in the following row where we have changed the stitches, you have to make the same stitches that you have. If you have a knit stitch, you have to knit. If you have a purl, you have to purl. You have to make knit and purl, but you have to repeat the same stitch that you already have on the needle. Knit where you find knit, and purl when you find purl. Once you have the row making the same of the previous row, you have to change the stitches again. Where you find purl, you have to knit, and where you find knit, you have to purl. Purl on the knit and knit on the purl. And repeat to the end of the row. And on the following row you have to make the same that you have. Knit where you find knit and purl when you find purl. Remember, in one row you have to change the stitches, and on the following row you have to make the same that you find. And repeating the same, one row with the change of stitches, purl when you find knit and knit when you find purl, and on the following row you have to make the same that you have. knit where you find knit, and purl where you find purl. Remember, one row with a change and the following row without the change. And if you continue repeating those rows, you get a pattern like that.